Good morning, it's me, Militant Ginger. As you can see from the hair and the t-shirt, it is super early in the morning. Well, it's not super early, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Having an early cup of coffee. Normally I push back my coffee till about 9:30 because I don't want to get hunger pangs too quick, but felt like that kind of day. This is my favourite mug. I have an awesome friend who sometimes takes me to Quaker Steak and Lube, and so I have an entirely irrational favoritism for this mug. Oh, good coffee. Anyway, I'm just going to put this down for a sec. Yesterday I hinted that I wanted to do something cool for a video today, and I needed to start early because it's going to take all day. Don't worry, this video is not going to take all day. When I started doing regular YouTube channels, I started looking at all sorts of other YouTubers and stuff, and obviously there were ones I was already familiar with, like Dan Gold Media and Jay Leaves, but I discovered a ton of new ones. I got into intermittent fasting because of this guy, Greg Gallagher, who does a keynote body. The cold showers, and I've been taking cold showers every day for 5 weeks, was inspired by a guy called PositiveHassan. And I want to give him a shout out today because he's awesome. Out of all of the YouTube channels that I've discovered, his is my favourite. He is this young guy, mid-20s, up in Michigan, I think, but he's just a cool dude. He's just positive and upbeat. Check out.
You have the power to change your life. You, my friend, have the power and the potential to fix any problem you have. You really do. It's in your hands.
Yeah. Don't you just want to give that guy a hug? I'm British. I don't like giving people hugs, but I just want to give him a hug and go out for a beer with him because he seems like an awesome dude. The coolest thing about his channel is he does these experiments where for sort of 2 weeks or a month he'll do a life hack and see how it impacts his life. And that was how I got switched on to cold showers. He did cold showers for I think 2 weeks, and he was like, it's got all these benefits, it's really cool. So I've started doing 2-minute cold shower every single day, and as I said, it is amazing. It has changed my life. One of the other experiments he did was 200 push-ups every single day. And I remember at the time I was like, no, that sounds kind of cool, and I wrote a comment saying, I'm going to try that. And I didn't. And the reason for me not doing that is I like going to the gym, and I'm a pretty typical dude, and I get stuck in my weights. I work out in like, you wouldn't tell because of my little skinny linguini arms, but I work out in the traditional bodybuilder style of trying to grow mass. And when you grow mass, what you want to do is lift as much as you can for between 8 and 12 reps. It's like when you do 1 to 6 reps, that's strength, you're building strength. When it's like 8 to 12, that's building size, making your muscles grow. Anything over 12, that's building endurance. And so to me, the whole idea of doing push-ups, 200 push-ups a day, I was like, well, that's more endurance training. And I've got a buddy who's a US Marine, and it's funny, he can do push-ups and pull-ups all day long, which is an incredible feat of strength, but he has really skinny arms. So it wasn't kind of what I was going for. I want to get big arms because I'm vain and stupid. But as we went on with this, I was thinking, you know what? I'm being an asshole, excuse my French, because there was me saying like, well, you need to do the maximum strength you can do for 12 reps, and you can never really get big doing bodyweight exercises. And maybe that's true, maybe that isn't, I don't know. There are plenty of guys in jail who manage to get huge doing nothing but bodyweight exercises. But I will tell you this, I am a skinny, weak little runt. So me saying, oh, I don't want to do 200 push-ups a day because, you know, that's not enough weight and too many reps. It's like, I can't even bench press 180, I don't think, which is how much I weigh. So like, doing 20 push-ups, 3 sets of 12 push-ups is pretty much what I would be doing if I was benching. So it started to make me think, you know what, maybe I should get my head out of my backside and give this a try, because right now, as I said in my video yesterday with my intermittent fasting, I've stalled in weight loss. I thought I'd double check myself today, and I'd actually like gained a quarter of a pound. So I was like, I need to do something to shake things up. And I think in life we need to be shaking things up all the time. So I am going to accept PositiveHassan's challenge and do 200 push-ups a day. I'm going to start right now, and that's why I started in the morning. And obviously I don't want you to have to sit and watch me do 200 push-ups, but this video is about the beginnings of that challenge. So you don't sit down and do 200 push-ups all at once, because nobody you can really do that unless you're fully trained. What you do is you break it up. So you do like 20, and then an hour later you do another 20, and then an hour later you do another 20. And over the course of 10 hours, that's 200 push-ups. So I'm going to give that a try and see how it works. Let's see how many push-ups I can do.
A few moments later.
That was 20. I was just about at my limit at the end there. So, yeah, I'm really unfit. I should be able to bang out 20, no problem. You know what? I'm going to give it a rest period. I'm going to go back at it, because if I've got 200 to do over the course of the day, now 180 left. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I am at 30 push-ups so far. Found one problem when I do them down in the living room.
I put you on your back. Can I put you back?
40 down already so far. It's interesting. I noticed that I can do 10. I can knock out sets of 10 all day. So doing 200 push-ups at 10 reps at a time, I think that's easy. So I think the trick to it is to do sets of 20. I know I can barely do 20 push-ups. So if you do 10 sets of 20 push-ups, that's actually a pretty hardcore workout all day long. So anyway, wish me luck.
Eventually.
18. So I've been doing push-ups all day. Now I can only get to 18, but that's a much better workout all in one go than just doing sets of 10. So you do 2 more. There we go. It's 20 knocked out. Whew. See you later.
What are you doing?
Okay, so I gave you that pretentious spiel about you should do sets of 20. Soon became apparent after I'd done 40 that I couldn't do 20 all in one go. 10, as I said, I can knock out easy. I think you need to do 15. The whole point is, when you're working out, is you want to reach almost like a breaking point. You want, that's that one last rep that like tears your muscle and builds it. So if you just knock out 10 for 20 times over the course of the day, I don't think it's really going to do much. But if you knock out sets of 15, if you're straining to actually complete those, then I think that's much better. Am I going to be able to continue doing sets of 15? I don't know. Started off doing 20, then I couldn't quite make it to 20, so I'll try 15 and see how it is.
Later.
I am up to 80 now. It's about 10:30 in the morning. I had all this pretentious spiel when I started off. I was like, you should do them in sets of 20, because that way you're really getting a workout and straining your muscles. And hey, when you start out doing 20 push-ups, not so difficult. Second set, I got to, I could do 20 again. Third set, I got to 18 and just like, ugh. Fourth set, I couldn't even get to 15. So right now, I have to admit, I'm doing them in 10s and I'm struggling to get there. I'm super not strong, so it is what it is. Obviously, I think the benefit is if you do as many as you can to the point of breaking, but at the end of the day, you can only do as many as you can do. So I'm just keep knocking them out. I'm going to try and push myself each time, but I do notice that as I get further and further along with these sets, I end up actually being able to do less and less consecutively. I'm going to try and knock out another 10 right now. Here I am, out walking the dog. You know what, on bare asphalt, that wasn't such a smart idea. Boom, I'm at 130 push-ups so far. I've been rushing them a bit, so it's about 1:30 now in the afternoon. So I think if I did them more spaced out, it would be kind of easier. because if I do them over 15 minutes, then I'm really struggling to make even like the 10. But going along. Oh, 150, and man, did I have to squeeze that last one out.
Sorry.
Please, please, please. Okay, I am at 190. Doing them sets of 5 now, but I have to admit I'm even struggling there. Yeah, my arms here, they're pretty sore. So first of all, Positively Hassan, I have to hand it to you. Being able to bang out 200 a day, you didn't even complain about it. I mean, I'm actually struggling. So I'll admit I've done it in a much more compressed time frame than I think you meant to do, but it's now 4:15. So, you know, not that compressed. I started like 8, it's now 4:15. So, I don't know, knock out 10 more and then I've done this. So let's get on it. I have done it. Okay, Positively Hassan, I did it. 200 push-ups in a day. And it was not as easy as I thought it would be. So first of all, props to you, man, because you're clearly much fitter than I am. Secondly, I feel quite a sense of achievement. Having a glass of seltzer water to celebrate, because my eating window hasn't opened up yet. It's soon though. Oh, God, that's good. So, what did I learn? Well, I'm not nearly as strong as I thought I was. Said if you're a US Marine, you can pound out 200 push-ups, no problem at all. And there was me after the first few sets. No, I could do 20, that's fine. But then, like 3 sets of 20 I wouldn't be able to do. And towards the end, I was struggling to do 5 in a row. So, that's quite something. So the thought of doing 200 push-ups for an entire month, and I wonder how I'll be at the end of that. That's pretty cool. So, I don't know. It was a time commitment, I'm not going to lie. I think if you schedule a bit better, it's like I'd have to set an alarm on my phone and every half hour just disappear off and bang out 10 push-ups and then go back. So maybe it'll work. I don't know. I'll let you know how it goes. But it was kind of a cool challenge to keep me busy today. I was having a rough day today. My head wasn't in the right place, and weekends are always tough because in the daytime when I'm at work, you have the structure and all the work you have to do, but the weekends it's kind of like making your own structure, and there's all sorts of stuff I want to get achieved, but at the end of the day it all got focused on the important stuff, like looking after kids and cleaning the house and stuff like that. So weekends can be tough, so this is a nice distraction. I'm really looking forward to my eating window opening up. That's another thing. Maybe the fact that I struggled with these push-ups was because I'm doing intermittent fasting. So, you know, I was doing all of that in a fasted state. I know your muscles are where you store glycogen, which is basically the sugar that is in your bloodstream. So I probably depleted my muscles by doing that, the muscles of my upper body, which is interesting. So maybe that's why I'm feeling kind of like, but in some ways that's good, because when you feel, your body is like, I need something to sustain me, so it goes and eats up all the fat that you've got. And I don't know, I think this might be an interesting scheme because I stall with my weight loss. So if I do 200 push-ups a day, for one thing, I'm going to get a lot better at doing push-ups, and for another thing, I think maybe that's going to be what it takes to nudge me over into losing weight again. So here's to you, Positively Hassan, and your challenge. I'm going to look up doing your meditation every day next. That could be an interesting one. But I will report back in a month to tell you how a month of doing push-ups has worked out for you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I will see you later.